Mm, that is some good equality. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Mad Asexuality Party. I'm your host, Lisa, and I wear this mask to protect my identity as the asexual Batman. Although, come to think of it, if I'm gonna go with this whole Mad Tea Party thing, which I would like to, since I went to the trouble of drawing this spiffy little teacup on my mask here, that would make me more like the Mad Hatter than Batman himself, wouldn't it? In any case, I actually wear this mask to protect my identity from certain unsavory characters I know in real life. That said, what can you expect to see from me every Tuesday? What is my contribution to a cup of equality? I said Mad Asexuality Party, so asexuality in humans as a sexual orientation. Not what you learned in high school bio about binary fission and bacterial conjugation and budding and all that fun stuff. Microbiology is cool, but it's not what I'm going to be talking about here. I'm going to be talking about asexuality as a lack of sexual attraction. According to the ace community, which is probably bigger than you think, an asexual person does not experience sexual attraction. Now you're probably thinking, well, okay, that's the end of that. That's kind of boring. How can you possibly do a segment on asexuality? What can you have to say? You would be surprised how much diversity there is within the asexual community. We all fit the does not experience sexual attraction definition. Some of us only to a degree. For you see, well, you're watching a queer collab channel, so I assume you know this by now, but gender identity and sexual identity and most related things, those tend to be spectra. And there is indeed a spectrum between sexual and asexual, and there are people in the squadgy gray area. And I will get to them eventually. What you're going to see from me are short videos, each one detailing an issue or an idea about asexuality, such as what issues do asexuals face in daily life? What privileges do asexuals not get? Asexuals who fall in love. Asexuals who don't fall in love. Celibacy versus asexuality. Asexual fictional characters or suspected ones and why there are not more of them. Kinky asexuals. Lot of stuff out there that might kind of break your brain, but I think it's fun, I think it's interesting, which would be why I'm doing this. So, for my intro video, I'm going to give you all a chance to relax and think about all of the weird things I just listed, and I'm going to have some more of my equality. And introduce myself as an asexual. Well, I'm ace. I'm plain old ace. I'm not on any place in the gray area of the spectrum. I don't experience sexual attraction, and that's that. I'm homoromantic. I'm a girl. I'm very boringly gendered. I was born with 2 X chromosomes, and I like it that way. And I fall in love with other girls. Not sexually attracted to anybody, but I fall in love with other girls. Homo, same, romantic, falling in love with. I'm also a non-libidoist asexual. I don't have a sex drive. Body, completely happy, without any sexual gratification. I'm actually happily in a relationship. My girlfriend and I just had our first anniversary of going out a couple days ago. So, yeah, asexuals can fall in love, and my girlfriend is actually also a homoromantic asexual. Oh, what else about me in terms of asexuality? Well, I'm obviously really into visibility. See, in the asexual community, we talk about visibility a lot because the main problem facing asexuals is nobody knows we exist. We get told that doesn't exist when we come out. And I could do an entire series just on problems faced by asexuals when we try to come out. So that's going to be a topic. And okay, I know that being a visibility nut isn't part of my orientation, but I feel like it's really relevant to my asexuality that I love talking about it so much, and as painful as it sometimes is to talk about it, at least when people respond very negatively. So that's me. What about asexuals in general? I'm going to give you the briefest overview I possibly can, because the broader overview is going to come in the rest of my videos. I already gave you the basic definition of asexual, a person who does not experience sexual attraction. I mentioned that I'm homo-romantic. I fall in love with other women. See, in the asexual community, those of us who do fall in love have romantic orientations. We can fall in love with a certain subset of people. So the prefixes we use are the same as the prefixes used for sexual orientation. For example, if you are of one gender and you fall in love with people of the opposite gender, you are heteroromantic. And I am homoromantic, like I mentioned. I am a girl, and I fall in love with girls. There's also biromantic, falls in love with men and women. Panromantic, falls in love with potentially any and all genders. And aromantic. There are indeed some aces who don't fall in love. They are the aromantics. And many of us also theorize or have known people who are not asexual, but who identify as aromantic. So romantic orientation is a huge can of worms. Romantic orientation is something I'm going to go into more, but in my intro video I'm just going to stick with asexuals can fall in love, and contrary to popular, I'm not sure how popular it is considering so few people know about asexuality, belief, if asexuals fall in love, we don't just fall in love indiscriminately. We can fall in love with, we can be oriented towards a certain group. I'm also non-libidoist, and that's actually kind of rare. A big distinction we make in the asexual community is sex drive versus sexual attraction. And if an asexual is talking about sex drive, he, she, or z, or they are talking about the body's need for sexual gratification. It doesn't have to do with a partner, it's just the body's need to get off, basically. And there are some asexuals who don't have sex drives, and I don't. Might be a disorder. I wouldn't count it as one since I'm completely fine with it and it's not affecting my life. And it seems like the majority of asexuals do have sex drives that they tend to satisfy by themselves. Celibacy versus asexuality. Again, a lot to say about that, but celibacy is a choice, asexuality is not. Since you're watching this, you probably understand that sexual orientation is not a choice. Celibacy is. You can choose to have sex or not to. So if you're ace, you probably are celibate, but some asexuals can choose to have sex with a loving partner, or because they're curious, and it doesn't make them any less ace. Asexuals are very big on attraction, not behavior, as our defining characteristics. It's one of my favorite mantras, attraction, not behavior. I've gone over that with my parents a lot and they still don't get it. Other basic things. That gray area in between sexual and asexual. There are people who identify as gray A or gray asexual. And the definition of gray A varies, not wildly, but it does vary a good degree. We can agree on, though, that a gray asexual experiences some sexual attraction, but maybe it's really weak. Maybe it only happens once in a very, very, very great while, but for whatever reason, a gray asexual, despite experiencing some sexual attraction, identifies more strongly with the experiences and the identity of the asexuals rather than the sexuals. Gender identity within the asexual community. There are people of every gender identity under the sun in the ace community. A misconception that I've run across is that if you're asexual, you're gender neutral. Not true. I'm a chick. I was born a chick. I like being a chick. I actually identify as femme, really. This is not how I usually present. As much as I love Law and Order SVU, this is not how I walk around and go to class. So that's asexuality in a nutshell. And maybe that could be the title for this episode. In any case, I hope that you will come back and see my awesome mask, and to see me start all my segments by drinking a cup of Equalitea. And we will have lovely, lovely, lovely little Mad AsexualiTea parties. I'm okay. Every Tuesday. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time.